to all the speakers, distinguished guests, staff, team SCI, both sailing and ashore, to all the speakers, members from the union, NUSI, MUI, from various seafarers associations, CMMI, IMEI, the Nautical Institute. Good morning to Mr. Walter joining us from Belgium, and all the participants who are on this event. I thank all of you and welcome you to this event of the Nautical Institute Certificate of Appreciation to Mrs. K Joshi and the SCI group. Thank you all for being here. As you are aware, this pandemic actually thrown life out of gear. It has almost brought life to a standstill. And it required people to do extraordinary things during this pandemic to bring life back on track. And seafarers are one set of those people who did those extraordinary things to keep the lifeline running, the supplies all across the globe, even during times of pandemic. So the Nautical Institute London, with its India Southwest branch, had this theme running to appreciate organizations and individuals who have taken the extraordinary efforts during this pandemic to keep life and this globe running. Today, it is the turn of the Shipping Corporation of India, the biggest shipping company in India. And it is a double delight for me today for a couple of reasons. First, I have two events running parallel today. One is the appreciation to Team SCI for carrying out the crew change during this pandemic to Mrs. K Joshi and Madam's team. And second, we are also appreciating the master and crew of the offshore supply vessel Colonel SP Wahi for the rescue operations that they conducted earlier this month. So that is why I said it's a double delight for me. It is also a double delight because I have two most influential people.
Please connect Mr. Hajra. He's waiting in the waiting room.
Done, sir. Two most influential people in the maritime industry in India, Mrs. K Joshi, the chairperson and managing director of the Shipping Corporation of India, and Sri Hajra, who was the ex-CMD of SCI. Both of them we have on this event. I would even say it's a double delight because we are recognizing a government organization in the form of SCI, and it would be, it's the best time because tomorrow we are celebrating our Independence Day. So it's really an honor to do this. Just before the event, an online event, I hope all of you will help me in following the netiquettes of the online event. I request all of them to keep their mics muted, cameras turned off, because we have people joining across the globe. I have somebody joining us from Belgium, we have London, we have Australia, we have Sri Lanka, we have masters from ships in the middle of the ocean connected to this event. So I hope all of you will help me in respecting everybody's time and keeping this event on track. But just before I get on with the itinerary of today's event, I would also like to just bring about a point that I'm sure all of you must have noticed, that during the pandemic, a lot of people in our country, a lot of people abroad were looking at coming back to their country. People within the country were trying to get back to their hometown and to their home. I believe they just realized that home is the best place to be during the pandemic. And the government of India has taken initiatives to help out fellow citizens stranded all across the world. We have heard about Vande Bharat mission and Operation Sedu, bringing people, stranded people from all across the world back into our country. And SCI has been part of such many missions in the past, whether you call it, whether during the Iran-Iraq war or Iraq invasion of Kuwait, SCI has been the second line of defense during such difficult times. And people like Sri Hajra, people like Madam K Joshi, I think on behalf of all parents, on behalf of citizens of our country, we thank you very much, because it is because of people like you that we have a lifeline and the kind of support that we get when to the people who are abroad. So I'm sure people have realized the worth and value of government organizations, especially SCI, and during this times of pandemic. So let me get on with the itinerary of today. I have Captain John Manassas, who has been with the Nautical Institute for the last 35 years. He's been a member of the Nautical Institute Executive Council for 7 years. He's presently the director of the Nautical Institute's Executive Board. He is an independent director with Seven Island Shipping, Mumbai. And Captain Manassas is also practicing marine consultant, and he's also an expert witness in maritime arbitration in the domestic and international circuit. So let me, without taking much of anybody's time, invite Captain John Prasad Manassas, Fellow of Nautical Institute, to welcome the distinguished guests. Over to you, Captain.
Thank you, Vinod. Thank you, Vinod.
Yes, sir, I can hear you. Please go ahead, sir.
Distinct dignitaries of Shipping Corporation of India, Nautical Institute, fellow members and seafarers, ladies and gentlemen, greetings and a warm hello to this webinar. It is my distinct honor and happy privilege to welcome you all on behalf of the Nautical Institute in general and this Nautical Institute India Southwest Branch, Kochi in particular. We have gathered virtually to recognize and appreciate the yeoman's services rendered by the Shipping Corporation of India, the national carrier, which has made the country proud and secure for the past 60 years. Amongst us, we have great achievers present, and may I seek your pardon to introduce them all briefly in the span of 5 minutes allotted to yours truly. To begin with, we have our Nautical Institute President, Gillian Carson Jackson, Fellow Nautical Institute, Fellow of the Royal Institute of Navigation, a product of the Canadian Coast Guard College, had a stint with Ayala in France as Technical Coordination Manager to move on to Australia to work with AMSA as Manager of Vessel Traffic and Pilotage Services. Gillian set up her own consultancy services in 2016 and was appointed as the Global Met Director in May 2020. Friends, Gillian is very special because she is our golden president as the Nautical Institute moves on to the golden anniversary next year. Welcome, Gillian, for this particular webinar. We appreciate the gracious presence of Captain Nish Vijayakulla, Fellow of the Nautical Institute, the first Sri Lankan Vice President to the Nautical Institute to be elected at the AGM on 2nd July 2020. Captain Nish is a member of the Honorable Company of Master Mariners of Sri Lanka and a chartered member of the Institute of Logistics and Transport. Above all, Captain Nish in 2017 was appointed as an IMO Goodwill Ambassador, Maritime Sector, and he is doing a tremendous good job in Sri Lanka for the Nautical Institute and the shipping fraternity. Welcome aboard, Captain Nish. We are honored to have in our midst today, Madam K Joshi, Chairman Managing Director of the Shipping Corporation of India. Madam Joshi joined Shipping Corporation of India as Director of Finance in 2015. Prior to joining Shipping Corporation, she was General Manager, Finance and Administration with Oil and Natural Gas Commission, with over 3 decades of experience in the offshore sector, of which 2 decades were with ONGC Videsh Limited, the overseas arm of ONGC. Madam Joshi is an economist and an alumnus of the prestigious Delhi School of Economics, a fellow of the Cost Management Accountants of India. Madam Joshi has also shouldered board-level responsibilities as Director, Personnel and Administration, Bulk Carrier and Tankers in the Shipping Corporation Board. Welcome, Madam Joshi. It's always a delight to introduce the towering personality of Indian shipping, the one and only Sri Sabyasachi, who was the Chairman and Managing Director of Shipping Corporation of India from 2005 until 2012. In 2010, Mr. Hajra was ranked among the top 100 influential personalities in the global shipping industry by TradeWinds and Lloyd's List. Mr. Hajra has held key positions at INSA, the International Shipping Federation, the World Maritime University, BIMCO. Presently, he is on the board of many shipping companies across India. Among the many awards and achievements, Mr. Hajra is recipient of Lloyd's List Lifetime Achievement Award is one amongst them. Welcome, sir, for this particular webinar. Friends, you will all agree shipping is a service industry, and that service runs because of the essential key workers. The Shipping Corporation of India workforce is led by Sri Surendrapal Singh Jaggi, who took over as Director, Personnel and Administration in 2018. Prior to assuming charge in SCI, Sri Jaggi was the Executive Director in Steel Authority of India Limited and has over 37 years of experience in human relations. Welcome, Sri Jaggi sir. Shipping, besides being service-oriented, is systematic and follows process. To build systems, processes, and procedures, we require technical services. Pleased to welcome Mr. Rajesh Sood, Director Technical and Offshore of SCI since 2017, December, who has been a career marine engineer of SCI, rising in ascending positions from 1984 to 1998 on diverse ships and then on shore establishments across various departments. We have also amongst us Captain S. George, Master of SCI LNG vessel, who recently signed off. We have Mr. Mahesh Balaraman, Offshore in charge, and Mr. Gautam Salvankar, Technical Superintendent of the vessel, Colonel OSV Colonel SPY. A special welcome to the officers and crew and families of OSV Colonel SPY. To the ladies, mothers, sisters, spouses, and daughters, the Nautical Institute remembers the saying, besides every successful man, is a most successful lady as pillar of support. The Nautical Institute recognizes the sacrifices the families make when the breadwinner makes an essential key worker bringing cheer and happiness to the world at large and shipping. My salutations to all of you, and I greet you for a happy Independence Day celebrations. Jai Hind. Welcome. Thank you. Over to Vinod.
Thank you, Captain Meneses. You really helped me with my timer clock, and I think you have set the tone for the rest of the event. Next up, I have Ms. Gillian, the president of the Nautical Institute, London, joining us from Australia. As you are aware, the Nautical Institute has got its branches all across the globe, probably 50-odd countries we are representing, and with over a membership of 7,000 members spread all across the world, including branches in India. So to talk more about and to introduce Nautical Institute to all the participants today, I invite Ms. Gillian Carson-Jackson to give us Nautical Institute. Yes.
Very much. It's wonderful. And I think maybe I'll just do one more reminder to make sure that if you're not speaking, that you have your mic muted, because it does make it difficult. With all of these people online, we can be managing issues with our bandwidth. So thank you very much. And thank you for those very kind words. We are really in a very unique time during this pandemic. And the Nautical Institute, as an organization, is very proud to do what it can to support our members. And the members of the Nautical Institute are maritime professionals. So the Nautical Institute is an institute for maritime professionals, both afloat and ashore. We have some 7,000 members around the globe working on the ships, in ports, as pilots, as VTS operators, in all aspects of the maritime industry. It is such an important opportunity for us to be able to provide certificates of appreciation to organizations significantly during the time of COVID-19 to ensure that seafarers can have their crew change, so that the men and women on board the vessels can get home to their families, and also so that the men and women ashore who need to work can get to the ships, because it's so important that we have the cargo continuing to transit. The Nautical Institute is headquartered in London, but it is actually the heart of the Nautical Institute are the branches and the members who are around the globe. So I might have the fact that I am with Nautical Institute, but I'm not in London, I live in Australia. And we have members of the Nautical Institute as vice presidents around the globe. And it's a real pleasure to have some of you, members of the Nautical Institute, present at this event. So thank you very much, and I wish you a very good event.
Thank you, Ms. Gillian. I should say that, as always, I've received so much of support from Ms. Gillian in setting up these events, including the early morning calls, including today, that you helped me set up for this event. Thank you so much, Gillian. Next up, I have Captain Nish joining us from Sri Lanka. As you all know, the Nautical Institute is an organization of professionals. It's a professional body. It's an NGO working to IMO. It has got its voice at IMO. And we conduct events right around the year for maritime professionals. To talk more about the activities of the Nautical Institute London and its branches, I invite Captain Nish. But Captain Nish has put me in a slight bit of a problem because he's got the longest name in the itinerary. So I'm just trying to pronounce Captain Nish Vijaya Kulathilaka. I hope I'm right. Yeah. So over to you, Captain Nish.
Thank you, Captain Vinod. Thank you very much. And it's a pleasure and it's an honor to participate to this event. And also thank you for the Nautical Institute. And the pleasure is I have seen a couple of faces which were familiar to me as well. The Nautical Institute, I put in some icing to the cakes which the Gillian added. The NI is giving a number of, as academy, number of training and learning opportunities to the members and the non-members as well. So we offer short courses, even courses from video tel, career developments like continuous professional development CPD, CWAS magazine, that is the most valuable magazine going across the world for each member. And apart from Navigator, we have another magazine called Navigator. That's the most valuable magazine. And even we have events of each branch, which is published in the NI web. All of the people from the world can surf through the Nautical Institute website and see what are the events given by the various branches in the world. Not only that, we have a course, a page called MAS, Maritime Accident Reporting Scheme. It is published inside of the CWAS magazine. That is very much helpful the mariners to get advices and for prevention, as a prevention measures. That is MAS. And we, apart from that, we have a resource library page in the website, NI Bookshop, even NI publications. So that is valuable publications we are publishing in the Nautical Institute. We have welfare and support even for the coronavirus pandemic time, linked through the Nautical Institute. Seafarers can reach to other organizations through the NI website. And we have Seafarers Help link as well. Not only that, we have a LinkedIn page. It's a technical page, a general LinkedIn page for the Nautical Institute, as well as Facebook page, which is very valuable for the seafarers and even non-seafarers who are in the maritime sector. So not only that, we have started a Chartered Master Mariner scheme with collaboration with the Master Mariners of London, Honorable Master Mariners of London, UK. We have DP accreditation system. So we are accrediting dynamic positioning system as well. So the Nautical Institute is one of the advisory body to the IMO, as Captain Vinod is mentioned. So we have membership categories as MNI, the member of Nautical Institute, AFNI, and the FNI. Then we have another page called Job Board. The members have opportunity to have career opportunities through the NI web page. So the Nautical Institute is a resource and wonderful institute for mariners and non-mariners. I wish to, I'm working for the Ceylon Shipping Corporation, the government body. So we can, even Shipping Corporation of India can pass to the members or the seafarers about the message of the Nautical Institute. This is a very valuable, supportive institute across the globe. Mrs. Joshi for doing the valuable pivoting point. Everyone.
Thank you, Captain Nish. And it was fitting that we had somebody from the Shipping Corporation of Sri Lanka on the event of the Shipping Corporation of India. And thank you for making the audience aware of the various resources of the Nautical Institute. Thank you. Next up, I don't think anybody requires an introduction of the Shipping Corporation of India, SCI. As Captain Meneses mentioned, over the last many decades, the Shipping Corporation of India has been delivering for our country. And it's a very well-reputed organizations in our country. I have my next speaker, and I should say one of the difficult jobs of today is to manage people. And I have somebody who does that day in, day out. Let me invite Mr. SPS Jaggi, the Director, Personnel and Administration of SCI, to give us an introduction about SCI. Over to you, sir.
Good afternoon, everyone. Respected CMD SCI Mrs. K Joshi, respected Mr. Hajra, our ex-CMD, respected Director TUNS of SCI, Mr. Sood, office bearers of the Nautical Institute, my colleagues and friends from the seafarers community, both from India and abroad, the people who are on shore or those who are sailing, members of the various shipping associations and trade unions, ladies and gentlemen. I am tempted to quote today something which Winston Churchill had said during a very critical period in World War II, especially during the Battle of Britain, when he had said, "Never was so much owed by so many to so few." And in today's COVID situation, I would start by paying my respects to all the colleagues from the medical fraternity, from the police, from the frontline workers in India and abroad who have lost their lives serving humanity. I would also like to put on record our appreciation for the other Corona warriors who are day in and day out battling and helping people survive and sustain during this crisis. And the seafarers community, I think, during this period, this COVID period, has, really excelled and have put their mark for everybody to see, because they have kept the lifelines for the world in operation. Talking about today's event, which is in fact just a validation of the SCI's culture. This is not the first time the SCI's seafarers have excelled and performed heroically during the crisis situation, and this will not be the last. But before going on to the particular event and giving you a snapshot of SCI's main fleet, I would like to bring on record the leadership provided to the Indian seafarers community by our shipping minister, Shri Mansukh Mandavia, our DG shipping, Shri Amitabh Kumar, and of course, our CMD, Mrs. H.K. Joshi. I would also like to put on record the outstanding work performed by my FP group, who have not only ensured more than 1,200 sign-offs and sign-ons, they have handled proactively various emergencies, be it medical or otherwise, and apart from managing the crisis, have ensured that the hardship to the seafarers of SCI is put to a minimum and provided all help working day and out to ensure that our operations do not get affected. Especially, I would like to mention my general manager, Mr. B.K. Tyagi's role, ably aided by his fleet in charges, Mr. Mahipal, Shantanu Paul, Mr. Sushant, and Mr. Ganesh. SCI, as all of you are aware, has a rich and glorious history of more than 6 decades. We go by the tagline, transporting goods, transforming lives. In fact, our vision statement is to emerge as a team of inspired performers in the field of maritime logistics, offshore port and terminal management, serving Indian and global trade. In fact, I have seen very few vision statements which focus on the team, to inspire a team of inspired performers. That focuses that basically SCI is all about its people, their competence, their commitment, and their loyalty towards the shipping cause. Just giving you a very brief snapshot of SCI's main fleet. As the country's premium shipping line, the Navratna company SCI owns and operates around 1/3 of the Indian tonnage and has operating interests in practically all areas of the shipping business, servicing both national and international trades. Today, SCI's fleet consists of 59 owned vessels. We have container ships, offshore vessels, gas carriers, dry bulkers, and oil tankers. Majority of our fleet consists of oil tankers. SCI also manages and operates 51 ships and types, including LNG carriers. The SCI takes pride in being a responsible and socially committed owner, placing greater emphasis on the safety of life, vessels, cargo, and the environment it operates. On this occasion, as Director at P&A of SCI, I again express my salutations to all the Corona warriors thank the Institute and compliment the great work done by SCI, the Colonel SP Wahi crew under the able leadership of our CMD, Mrs. Joshi. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. SPS Jaggi. I know that it is so difficult to speak about SCI in 5 minutes, all that SCI has done over last so many decades, but you've just helped me out with keeping to the timing. Thank you, sir. Next up, as you know, SCI is just, when we think about SCI, we think about SCI and the main fleet, but SCI is much beyond that. SCI has a very active offshore sector. And to speak about the SCI offshore sector, I have my next speaker who has come up all the way, all the ranks, right from a 5th engineer with SCI. He's come up for today being the Director of Technical and Offshore Services. So let me invite Mr. Rajesh Sood to deliver the next speech. Over to you, sir.
Unmute him, please, unmute.
Yeah. Good morning, Captain Vinod. Chairperson, Mrs. K Joshi, SCI, Mrs. Jackson, President, Nautical Institute, Shri Haja Sahab, ex-CMD of SCI, members of various unions, organizations, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for giving me this opportunity to bring SCI offshore sector to all of you. First of all, I would like to congratulate Master and crew of Colonel SP Wahi and Team SCI for the commitment and dedication shown in the rescue operation in the rough weather. I will also like to appreciate the effort of SCI FP team in managing the human resources during this challenging time of COVID-19. Coming to the SCI offshore segment, it is operating 22 vessels consisting of own OSVs, anchor handlers, high-end MSVs, mobile oil drilling units called MODUs. SCI is mainly into the logistics support of providing to the E&P operators. You know, demand of offshore sector is derived from upstream and downstream products. Let me take some statistics. When the crude oil was about $140, $150 in 2010-12, which came down to $35 a barrel in 2016. Along with this, the utilization in the Asia Pacific region also came down to 44%. In 18-19, which came to 46, and in 19-20, it was 50%. That is the utilization of Asia Pacific region. And crude oil followed from US $35 per barrel in 2016 to 50% in 50 USD per barrel in 17-18. Coming to utilization in SCI, we had 59% in 2016 and we managed it 75%, which is much above the Asia Pacific region in 18-19. And in 19-20, we had about 78%. Now, in the March-April, we had clocked about 85% of the utilization. And then there was a pandemic. Combination of monsoon and pandemic, we know that in during monsoon season, the E&P activities are less in India, offshore sector. With the pandemic lockdown all over the world, there was less demand for the products almost it is no dive to zero. Even the crude oil prices also followed, and it came to about US dollar 20 or sub $20. With this, the ENP operations were not viable. There was demand for the logistic services for the offshore vessels. This led to reduction in revenues of most of the companies. Even SCI also was not left, and it is going to impact the offshore segment. And reduction in placement of prior monsoon. There was in India, normally there is a lot of movement of rigs which are taken to the safety location, and due to the lockdown and support was not available, movement of rigs was not carried out, which also impacted the offshore segment. This is evident from the less requirement given by the ONGC, the main ENP operator in India. Nevertheless, this is a challenge time. We have weathered it out earlier. We will be able to pass through this and will able to survive. I will also again like to congratulate the master and crew of Colonel S.P. Wahi and thank the Nautical Institute for facilitating SCI team led by our chairperson, Mrs. K Joshi. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Rajesh Sood, for introducing the offshore fleet to the audience. And we hope the good times will come back and you will be able to have a smooth sailing with your operations. The next up on my itinerary is the main event of today. Jillian, I would like to share my screen.
You should be able to do it. You are a co-host, so you should be able to share your own screen.
Okay.
You see that? The little green share screen? There it is.
Yes. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay. So as you all know, we are up here on this event where the Nautical Institute would like to appreciate Madam K Joshi, the chairperson and managing director, and the team SCI. So this is our small token of appreciation to Madam. Jillian, if you can just speak a few words of appreciation for Team SCI and Madam.
It is such a pleasure to do so. One of the most wonderful things is that I can speak appreciation to someone in maritime who is also a woman. So as a fellow woman in maritime, if we can say that, it is a real honor to know that the work that you have done, Mrs. Joshi, and all of the team at SCI has made a significant difference to the lives of so many seafarers. So we really are grateful for your hard work, all of the commitment, and that personal sacrifice that comes from working during this time of the global pandemic. It is very important that we recognize these good news stories. Crew changes are happening. It is a very difficult time. Crew changes are difficult at the best of times, but to have this happening and to have the support for the seafarers from your organization and your team, it's wonderful. And it's a real honor to be able to provide this certificate of appreciation. So congratulations and thank you.
Thank you, Jillian. As I mentioned, this is a double event. So I request Madam to accept one more certificate, and that would be the certificate of appreciation to the master and crew of OSV Colonel S.P. Wahi, which did the rescue operations. I request Captain M.M. Sagi to speak a few words of appreciation on this.
Thank you, Vinod. The obligation of search and rescue, it comes out of the United Nations Law of the Sea Convention under Article 98. it clearly prescribes that every country must direct its vessel, which is registered with the state, to proceed to a ship in distress with full speed and render assistance to the people in distress, people in need of help. Of course, keeping in mind the safety of its own ship and also the safety of the crew and the passengers. These are words which most seafarers respect and honor and reach out. But then there have been instances where people back out and on the pretext of not receiving the alert, on the pretext of danger to their own, the life of their own crew or to the ship or the passengers. Then there are companies who do not appreciate such diversions. Any diversion, it means that the ship would be taken off its routine work, not only for the purposes of the rescue, but after the rescue, the people have to be taken ashore. They probably will have no documentation. They have to be treated. They have to be taken care of, and then they have to be repatriated. All this falls on the ship and the company who is involved in the rescue. Now, clearly, this is not possible without the support of the management and without the endorsement and full cooperation and kind of determination of the top management and everybody who is involved into managing the ship. Similarly, when a rescue is being carried out, we are not only saving the lives of the people in danger, the people who are involved in the rescue, they also endanger their own life. They may have to lower the rescue boats. Some of them may have to even enter the water to pick up the people from the water. And the ship has to be maneuvered. It's not always possible to, not easy when people are floating all around the place to go and pick up the people from the water. Now, this is something which is, this is possible only if there is absolutely 100% commitment from the ship's captain, from the ship's crew, everybody who is involved in the rescue operation. So it's really remarkable, very heartening to hear this rescue operation. And we're really proud of SCI. This is not the first time, we've heard of the rescue under the Radhika Menon on the Samrajya. Again, the fishermen were involved, and what a wonderful job she did. So my full appreciation, congratulations to the crew, the captain, Mrs. Joshi, and her full team in SCI. All the very best, and very proud of you, and I'm sure you will continue to do the good work. Not only that, along with the rescue, along with whatever safety and other commitment the company has got to make the record profits. And that's really icing on the cake. That speaks volumes for the kind of commitment and the management and everybody who's involved with SCI has got, both present and past. Thank you very much for giving me this opportunity.
Thank you, Captain Sagi. Madam, if I can take 30 seconds with the use of technology, I would like to get the certificate delivered to your office right away. So I'm just going to take 30 seconds. So I have first up your certificate for Team SCI. And I also am sending the certificate. Thank you to Captain Rohan and his team for doing the rescue operation. And thank you, Madam, for accepting the certificate on their behalf. So I'm sure your office must have received both the certificates. Thank you. And let me move on to the next event. We are slightly running behind time. We have Madam and Sri Hajra sir to speak. I request the speakers coming to make it as short. I invite my good friend, Captain Suresh George, to share his experience during this pandemic on board and during for the sign-off. Over to you, Captain Suresh.
Thanks, Captain Vinod. How do you read me, sir?
Yes, please go ahead.
Good day to all. Respected SCI CMT Madam K Joshi, Nautical Institute President Ms. Gillian C. Jackson, Nautical Institute Director Captain John Prasad Minises, Nautical Institute Vice President Captain Nish, SCI Directors Mr. SPS Jaggi, Mr. Rajesh Sood, and other directors, ex-CMD Mr. S. Haziram, SCI Superintendents, and distinguished members of Nautical Institute. My warm greetings to the esteemed dignitaries and all participating members, hosts, viewers, and friends from media of this webinar. Myself, Captain Suresh George, Sailing Master, joined SCI in 1990. I have completed 30 years of continuous service in this esteemed company, and last vessel was one of the LNG carriers operated by SCI. From my experience, when we go on board, we feel much secure and safe in terms of everything, including our salary, especially being a government company. My sincere thanks to my company for giving me this opportunity, and grateful to Nautical Institute for organizing this webinar and awarding Certificate of Appreciation to our prestigious company. As we know, due to COVID-19 pandemic, when countries remain under lockdown, shutting down all but the essential services, ships continue to ply, carrying the essential that keep the world going. Seafarers are put under tremendous pressure. Their contract lengths are being extended unilaterally and indefinitely, as many countries are still restricting crew changes and international commercial flights remain grounded. I can share the experience on board during this pandemic, which affected us from March onwards. Our vessel was stuck at Middle East ports, where Middle East countries stopped issuing visa for many nationalities, including seafarers, from March onwards, till some relaxation came by July end. Here I will try to focus a bit on crew tolerance, psychological impact, and management in these conditions on board. Seafarers stuck on board, ships are frustrated a lot actually, often feeling unsupported and stressed out, without any respite in sight. This was greatly impacting their work standards. Personnel coming on board in port were viewed with suspicion whether they are asymptomatic carriers or not. Family members too worry a lot about the safety and well-being of the dear ones. Similarly, as the number of infection cases and the deaths rise around the world, a crew member might be very worried about the health of his family back home. Now, regarding managing the situation on board, our main struggle on board was to keep ship staff morale high and take all COVID precautions. We implemented COVID outbreak management plan prepared by SCI as per Director General Shipping Guidelines. Apart from counseling for staff, on-board meetings were held in order to boost the emotional well-being of seafarers. Also practiced resilience programs. Our company initiatives were commendable. Company support have been very proactive, continuously in touch with their seafarers and their families, appraising the situation frequently. CMD herself had taken the lead by forwarding inspiring messages frequently to motivate the morale along with the fleet personnel messages. CMD's first message itself addressed the seafarer under the title, "Every seaman is not only a navigator, but a merchant and also a soldier." On the occasion of the 57th National Maritime Day, CMD addressed the seafarers a salute to our real heroes. Company provided unlimited free Wi-Fi on board to contact their near and dear ones, which added hope, happiness, and positive attitude among the ship staff. Next, desperate times call for desperate measures. This is where we would like to express our appreciation and sincere thanks to our CMD directors, Fleet Personnel Department, and various technical departments in coordinating from shore and initiating and carrying out crew changes successfully. SCI, being the national carrier, closely coordinated with government, shipping ministry, other ministries, Director General of Shipping, and other government organizations for expediting the crew change. Once SOP released for crew change in Indian ports by April, our fleet person department and top management took the lead and conducted the first crew change from cargo ships during first week of May itself. Successfully transferred ship staff at Colombo from tanker Maharaja Agrasen to Maharaja Maharshi Parashuram under difficult Sri Lankan regulations and signed off them at Mumbai. Our fleet personnel team headed by Captain B.K. Tyagi, General Manager, Group in charges Captain Sushant Kumar, Mr. Shantanu Paul, Captain Mahipal Singh, and Mr. Ganesh Prasad, along with their subordinates, are putting their best efforts for crew change round the clock. Our company is conducting crew change in Indian ports and foreign ports, including many vessels coaled and other vessels diverted to Kochi anchorage for crew change. The successfully conducted crew change of about 1,200 seafarers so far without looking at the expenses at all. Actually, the challenges we face are numerous in foreign ports, like visa restrictions. COVID test facility is not easily available. Once COVID test is done, it is valid only for 2 to 4 days. For crew repatriation, getting approval for chartered flight in the absence of international flights, and most importantly, rising COVID cases in India. Meantime, it is a bit disappointing to note that seafarers are still not recognized as key workforce in many countries, when India and SCI have already been declared seafarers as essential workforce. Finally, when there was relaxation for visa insurance at Dubai by July mid, despite the problems and difficulties all over the world, all overdue crew were repatriated, and after COVID tests, through air bubble pooling flight along with Vande Bharat mission sent to India. Let me conclude. We appreciate our company addressing seafarers as real heroes in this pandemic. Then, as master and seafarer, I would like to reciprocate our company shore staff as COVID heroes, since under very serious COVID situation in Maharashtra, especially in Mumbai, shore staff is tirelessly working for crew change and managing ships operations. I am indeed very much thankful to our company for their great efforts taken for our crew change. Our deepest gratitude and sincere appreciation to all government departments, all stakeholders, and especially for the Director General of Shipping for formulating procedures in facilitating crew change. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Captain Suresh George, for giving us the first-hand information about the situations on board. And it is so heartening to know that SCI has put in SOPs in place for the welfare of seafarers, for ensuring that they can sign off people like you and join up with your families, as well as put people on leave back on board to continue their employment and earn their livelihood. So thanks to the entire team SCI. Thank you, madam, for holding the seafarers with such high esteem. As Captain Suresh was mentioning, we are there are many people who don't recognize the good work done by seafarers. So heartening. And thank you so much on behalf of all seafarers that you hold the seafarers with high esteem. I'm sure listening to Captain Suresh and the way that SCI holds the seafarers in high esteem, I'm sure a lot of seafarers who are listening on this event would definitely come up probably in the future to join up with SCI. Thank you. Next up, I have the offshore in charge, Mr. Mahesh Balaraman, and the technical superintendent of the offshore supply vessel, Mr. Gautam, who would take us through the rescue operation conducted by master and crew of the offshore supply vessel, Colonel S.P. Wahi. I request Jillian, if you can put up the few slides as the speakers speak. Over to you, Mr. Mahesh.
Respected Chairman of SCI, Directors and the dignitaries and members of the Nautical Institute, friends and colleagues of the Maritime Fraternity, good morning to all of you. It's a matter of great pride to SCI that our respected CMD is being awarded the Certificate of Appreciation by the Nautical Institute for the achievements in handling crew changeovers over the current pandemic crisis. Can you hear me?
Yes, please. Hello. Please go on.
Yeah.
I request if anybody's got the mic on, please mute it and let the speaker speak.
Yeah, I feel a lot of disturbance. Yeah. Okay. Hello.
Jillian, would you be able to mute the speaker who's got his mic on? Deepak, can you step in? Yeah, okay. Mr. Mahesh, you can go on. Thank you.
Yeah. It's a great. Hello. Yeah. Hello.
Yes, we can hear you. Please go ahead.
So SCI Offshore Department has always been in the forefront in responding to any rescue mission. Also, for instance, last year during the tropical cyclone Kar, also our vessel SCI Urja had rescued 18 persons on 26th October 2019. Speaking of the current rescue mission, the master and the crew of the vessel showed immense courage and determination, which is under adverse weather condition to rescue the stranded fishermen safely. To give a brief synopsis of the event, on August 4th, around 8:30 in the night, the vessel received the intimation about the distress from the fishing boat that was located approximately 16 nautical mile from the vessel location. They immediately headed toward the fishing boat and was able to make contact with the boat. Actually, the one making contact, the fishermen informed that the boat had a very serious machinery failure, and they had also water was seeping in due to the heavy rains. Also, they had run out of food and provisions. Though immediately the vessel contacted the SCI office and MRCC and was closely monitoring the situation. By 5th afternoon, MRCC informed that the weather was likely to be deteriorate further and instructed Wahi to rescue the fishermen using all possible means. Accordingly, the vessel, in consultation with the SCI office, the fishermen were then rescued one by one. So once all the fishermen were on board, they were provided food and accommodation, and then the vessel proceeded to Mumbai Harbour. On 6th morning, the fishermen were handed over to the Coast Guard as instructed by MRCC, thus concluding the mission. So once again, it's on behalf of the entire offshore team, we thank you for the award, which is a highly motivating award for both the shore as well as the floating staff. The photographs of the people are also there. I congratulate once again all the crew and officers of SP Wahi. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Mahesh. Jillian, you can stop sharing the screen. Yes. As Captain Sagi did mention, yes, it is obligatory on every master of a ship to rescue distressed people at sea, but then there are so many of them who ignore the distress messages and proceed. So once again, thank you to Captain Roshan and his team on OSV Colonel SP Wahi to conduct and rescue the 16 fishermen who are safe, healthy, and sound today because of all of you. Thank you so much. India, as you know, is one of the leading nations when it comes to maritime affairs. And I'm sure to put India right on top, there must have been a roadmap in the past. One of such personalities who has put India right on top when it comes to maritime affairs. We are fortunate to have with us today Sri Hajra, who was the ex-CMD of SCI, one of the most influential person in when it comes to maritime, as was mentioned in the welcome address. So I invite Sri Hajra sir to do your felicitation on the event.
Thank you very much, Vinod. I hope I am clearly audible. Ms.
Yes,
Jillian, Captain John, Captain Nish, Vinod, and all other members of the Nautical Institute, Mrs. Joshi, all the directors present of SCI, the entire SCI team, which very much includes our seafaring friends, and other distinguished personalities from the maritime fraternity. I have seen in the participants list names like my good friend Abdul Ghani, Captain Vasin, and so many others. So it is a matter of great pleasure, pride, and privilege for me to be able to attend today's virtual function, because my other good friend Manmohan Sagi didn't mention, is that in SCI we believe that once you are a member of SCI family, you remain a member of the SCI family lifelong, irrespective of the fact that you may not be still working for SCI. So I have always considered myself a part and parcel of SCI family, having worked for SCI for nearly 40 years. And I am so proud today, and I offer my sincere, heartiest congratulations to Mrs. Joshi and the entire present team of SCI, as well as the master and the complement of Colonel S.P. Wahi and the entire seafaring fraternity. I am on record, I have said many a times that on my personal behalf today, at any webinar, any function, I first salute the seafaring community, because I feel they are the real unsung heroes in mankind's fight against the COVID-19. Of course, we must salute many other frontline workers, as I think Jaggi was mentioning, the police workers, the municipalities, the medical workers, first and foremost, the doctors, the paramedics, everyone. But other than seafaring community, I don't think that basically any other fraternity really has to work thousands of miles away from their home, from their family, without even knowing how the family is coping up with the present pandemic. And for months together, they have to work on board and fight against this pandemic for serving the cause of humanity. SCI has always had a tremendously rich tradition of coming foremost in serving the distressed people. I mean, whether it is for the saving of life or property, and I think it was someone mentioning about the SOP being implemented by Mrs. Joshi and her team. But that's no surprise, because SCI had systems in place much before ISM came into its being. Our predecessors like Captain Randev Kohli is very much there. Mr. Wadia, he is no more. But people like them, they had put the systems on board SCI vessels, which were, I would say in many ways, possibly even superior to present day ISM. So SCI is a company which has done the maximum for not only the Indian seafaring fraternity, but I would say for the Indian economy as such. I always acknowledge that it is Scindias who have been the pioneering Indian shipping company in the modern era of shipping. But what SCI has done for this Indian seafaring fraternity, I don't think any other Indian company has done even 1/100th of that. Today, Indian seafarers really enjoy a pride of place, but I extremely doubt that that would have been possible but for SCI's contribution. I'm also very, very happy today, as it was mentioned by Ms. Gillian, that we have, for the first time, a woman leading SCI. After all, it was my good friend Nishi Vasudeva who was the first lady to have headed a Fortune 500 Navaratna company, HPCL. I think she became CMD sometime in 2008 or 9. I don't remember exactly. Now we are hearing about Ms. Mandal being tipped to take over a Maharatna Indian company, SAIL. And of course, in India, we also have this, pride in saying that possibly we are one of the very few countries in the world where one lady Director General of Shipping has succeeded another lady Director General of Shipping. And of course, we still have now Malini very much as the Vice Chancellor of Indian Maritime University. She was earlier the chairperson of NSB. And before that, she herself was also DG Shipping. So I think in India, the ladies have done very well. And I genuinely believe that diversity of any kind. And of course, gender diversity is one of the vital aspects of that, is very, very good for any industry, for the society, for the economy. So I really do hope that the gender diversity goes on and, from strength to strength going forward. I once again congratulate SCI team for doing very well, even in this current very difficult situation. As you all know, very recently, SCI has declared 317 crores profit for the last quarter, which was, I think, the best within the last 54 quarters or thereabout. So I think SCI is doing very well. I'm extremely proud of SCI as a member of the SCI family. And I do believe that SCI will continue to rise to every occasion and will continue to serve the Indian economy and the global economy and the societies at large for many, many more decades to come. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. And thanks for bringing out the point once again, that once an SCI, always an SCI. I believe if everybody believes that I'm loyal to the organizations that they work, we would be far ahead of what we are today. So thank you for bringing out the message. I'm sure a lot of you are aware about Mission 2030, an initiative of the Government of India, where they have given, they have listed out so many areas that the maritime professionals need to work for bringing India further ahead than in the position that we are in. I had my first interface with Madam K Joshi when I happened to be in one of the committees and Madam was the chairperson. And I should say that for us, it was that one long meeting that we had, which used to probably last an hour, 2 hours. But Madam was hopping from one meeting to another because Madam was the chairperson of many such groups. But still, Madam never showed any kind of tiredness. And as you know, when you have different people from different walks of life in your group, it's very difficult to control. But Madam was in total control at that time in all the groups. Madam, I should say, from a lecturer at the Delhi University to the chairperson and managing director of one of the top reputed shipping companies of Government of India, you are an inspiration not only to the woman, but to many men who would probably take your achievements as a goal for them. There is no time limit for you, Madam. You can speak as long as you want. I know how well you manage your time. So I invite you, Madam K Joshi, to give your speech.
Thank you, Captain Vinod. You've literally snatched the words out of my mouth. I am a stickler for time, and I'll try to be as brief as possible. I'll first like to salute Ms. Gillian Carson Jackson from the Nautical Institute, all members and office bearers of the Nautical Institute, with a special mention of the Southwest India Kochi branch, and all the present maritime professionals. It's indeed a pleasure to be able to address all of you. For me, the high point is that today we are connected from shore with some of our fleet captains. And for me, it's always a pleasure if I can connect with my captains. Captain George has already briefed you on the way. I have been trying to reach out to my captains on the vessels, and I have been requesting them to share my messages with the entire crew members. The effort of any leader is always to build strong teams. And I think that is the endeavor that I have been doing since the time I have joined at this position in December 2019. While our seafarers are the ones that we always celebrate, they are the key workers. There's absolutely no doubt about it. Everybody who's heard my address on the Day of the Seafarers will understand the passion and the genuineness with which I expressed my sentiments on the Day of the Seafarer to all our key workers. But I would also say that while the key workers out there are serving the nation, it's very important that the seafarers are connected to the shore. We need to bridge the gap between the shore and the fleet. What I have been trying to do is I've been building those bridges from shore to the fleet to ensure that we remain as one integrated team, because best performing teams are those teams where you are totally a cohesive, well integrated, well collated lot. So that's been my endeavor since the time, and I am sure it's showing results. So Captain Vinod, the way you said, I have received both the certificates of appreciation. Very correct. Digitally, it reached me within the 30 seconds that you mentioned. I would say that I have accepted these certificates today. First, the star hero of today's event, I would say, is Captain Roshan Joseph, the master of Colonel SP Wahi, offshore supply vessel. Captain Joseph, I am just a front face. I am accepting this certificate because of the exemplary work done by yourself as well as your entire team, the entire crew. We salute you, Captain, for this bravery at sea. While the IMO does define, we've all heard what's been said earlier, many people at the time, at the right opportunity, do not rise to the occasion. You've risen to the occasion. We fully, the entire team SCI salutes you, Captain Roshan Joseph, for this exemplary work. For the second certificate, Captain Vinod, I am again a front face for the exemplary work which has been done by my fleet department. While SCI has been able to achieve this, like Mr. Hazra said, there were SOPs in place, but all of us know the pandemic is something which is one of the first of its kind. There are no precedents, at least for the current generation. All of us who belong to the current generation have never faced anything like this. And it was something, the outbreak was so fast and the impact so magnanimous that it actually took all of us by surprise. I don't think we expected the magnitude to be of the kind that it has been. While the outbreak took place in China, we were all sitting and watching. We never thought it will happen to us, but it did happen. And SCI was successful in ensuring that there was no disruption to any operation, whether on the fleet or ashore, simply because we, like Captain George had said, we march in before time. And I think the success of any organization is the vision. And if you can start acting well in time before you actually get hit by it, you are in a better state of preparedness. And I think that's the culture which has come into SCI today. We work before time. And today, I can very proudly say we are the national carrier. We are a public sector, but we work as efficiently and we can beat any private sector in terms of efficiency and performance and productivity. And that's the culture, that's the pride I take in SCI, in Team SCI, because I may lead the team, but eventually at the grassroots level, at the working level, the implementation is done by the team members. And so all kudos, all salutes, all the trumpets should be blown for the team SCI for the magnanimous, beautiful, exemplary work that they have been doing. The team SCI, much prior to the lockdown, nationwide lockdown which was announced, we had a business continuity plan, well documented, put down in black and white, and this was the first business continuity plan of Shipping Corporation of India Limited. In the history of SCI, there has never been a business continuity plan which was formulated, and the pandemic taught us this. So while there has been a lot of negativity about the pandemic, we need to see the positive aspects of the pandemic. The pandemic has taught us a lot, and we have risen to the occasion. The amount of digitization which is now currently taking place in the maritime sector was the need of the hour. I am sure we are going to be able to adopt technology the way the maritime sector should be adopting. For SCI, the quantity was never a concern. We were very confident that we'll be able to handle the quantity in respect of the crew change. For us, what was important was the quality of the crew change. For SCI, it was always important that the crew members who were signing off would reach their home, their destination safely. And all those who were joining the vessels should always be infection free so that no infection was taken onto the vessels. SCI succeeded in this aspect as well. All our 59 owned vessels remain COVID free even as of today while I am talking to you. I think this was a challenge which we've taken, and we've always, this well-being of the seafarers, both in terms of physical health as well as mental well-being, has been at the foremost concern of SCI and shall always remain. For me, while the seafarers are serving the nation, my dear seafarers, believe me, we are here to serve you anytime, 24/7, that is Team SCI. I once again thank the Nautical Institute for giving us this felicitation, for honoring us. While SCI doesn't work for laurels, but yes, the laurels, the pat on the back makes a good noise, and that encourages the team members to stay motivated and to stay inspired. It also serves another advantage, that we become torch bearers. We are the light which others would like to follow. So I think appreciating good work in the maritime sector, what the Nautical Institute is doing is also exemplary. We heartfully thank the Nautical Institute for giving us this honor, for felicitating us and giving us this opportunity to express our views. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Madam. For any seafarer, your words of assurance that you have given now, I think that stands above all. Thank you once again for holding seafarers on high esteem. Thank you for accepting our certificate of appreciation to Team SCI and to Master and Crew of OSV Colonel SP Wahi. I'm sure everybody would agree, yes, it's a team effort, but then every team needs a leader. And you have led the team with really high spirits. And thank you for your able leadership. Wish you all the very best with your mission 2030. When I was listening to your speech, ma'am, I'm getting messages from Mr. Abdul Ghani. So I have to save my 30 seconds and to let him speak, though it is not part of the itinerary. So Mr. Abdul Ghani, please come in, but all I give you is 30 seconds. Over to you.
Well, it's really a pleasure and an honor for me to be allowed to speak. I will just say only two words, as I maintain that it is Apna SCI. I think these two words should suffice for whatever. I will take less than 30 seconds. Apna SCI is a feeling with a passion and with all courage and support. It is SCI, Apna SCI, because as of now, throughout the world, it has been a platform for giving a platform to thousands to reach out, to have a beginning to, and we have seen that all over the world there are so many thousands of people of our who have got a foothold from SCI, and it is nothing but Apna SCI. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Abdul Ghani, for Apna SCI. I now invite the chairman of the Nautical Institute India Southwest Branch from Cochin, Captain Tom Joseph, to deliver the vote of thanks.
Thank you, Vinod. Ms. Gillian Carson, FNI, President of Nautical Institute, London. Mrs. SK Joshi, CMD, SCI. Mr. Hajra, former CMD of SCI. Captain Nish Vijayakulatilaka, FNI, Vice President, Nautical Institute. Other distinguished guests, fellow members, colleagues, and seafarer friends. As we are all aware, the pandemic that gripped the world early this year and the consequent lockdown implemented by various nations across the globe since January led to the crew change crisis. In India, international flights were banned and lockdown implemented since end March. Since then, seafarers who were due for sign-off were held up and situation aggravated day by day. Visa and flights were stopped by most nations, and at this juncture, a few large companies took initiative of diverting their ships passing the Indian peninsula to call on Indian ports and change the Indian crew. It was in such a scenario that we at India Southwest branch of Nautical Institute, in consultation with Nautical Institute London, decided to appreciate some of the agencies involved and few major companies who are distinguished in facilitating the crew changes. The Cochin Port Trust under Dr. Beena was the first to receive such a token of appreciation, followed by PHO Cochin, Synergy Group, MSC Crewing, and now Shipping Corporation of India. Whereas our intention is not to rank the companies in their order of merit, we did it at random as a token who were noticed by us. There are many other prestigious companies who are also in the forefront when it comes to tiding over the crew change crisis. SCI is one of the Navaratna companies of India, and our chief guest today, Mrs. SK Joshi, took over as CMD from December 2019. Despite her busy schedule, she has agreed to take some time off and be present with us today to accept our token of appreciation. On behalf of the Nautical Institute, we thank her profusely for attending and speaking at this virtual meeting and accepting our token of appreciation. Ms. Gillian Carson, FNI President of NI London, is attending this meeting from Canberra, Australia. Whereas Ms. Gillian had to unduly delay her dinner due to her late scheduling of meetings last few occasions, this time we spared her of the trouble by scheduling the meeting well within her working hours. Thank you, Ms. Gillian, for gracing this virtual meeting and speaking to us. On behalf of NI India Southwest Branch, I would like to thank Captain Nish Vijayakulatilaka, FNI Vice President of Nautical Institute, for being here with us today and explaining to us the various positive factors about the Nautical Institute. Mr. S. Hajra, former CMD of SCI, has also accepted our invitation and eagerly attended, as he is also responsible for the upbringing of SCI to the status it is today. Sir, many thanks for your taking time off and for being with us. I would like to thank the entire team SCI, particularly its directors, Mr. SPS Jaggi, Mr. Rajesh Sood, Captain Manmohan, and particularly for sharing with us their activities during these troubled times. We heard Captain Suresh George, who shared his recent experience of signing off from the SCI's LNG career. I thank him for sparing a part of his vacation and sharing his experience. We have also utilized this occasion to appreciate the Good Samaritan efforts of SCI's offshore support vessel, Colonel SP Wahi, for rescuing 16 fishermen from a foundering fishing boat 40 nautical miles off Thane coast on 4th of August. We heard Mr. Balraman of SCI Offshore Division sharing the experience during the rescue operation. Thank you for it, and a big salute to the captain and crew of OSP Colonel SP Wahi for this commendable task. Let me also thank our fellow members, and before that Mr. Abdul Sarang, who is the NUSI rep here, who spoke good words about the function and particularly about SCI. Let me also thank our fellow members, particularly Captain John Menezes, FNI, our former chairman of NI Southwest, and Captain Vinod Naveen, AFNI, our current secretary, as well as the lifeline of these online events. A big thank you to all online viewers, seafarers, and Nautical Institute members across the globe, and my dear friends. Wish all Indians a happy Independence Day and Jai Hind.
Thank you, Captain Tom Joseph. Gillian, next up, can you play the national anthem? And I request all the participants to rise for the national anthem. Thank you. I should tell Madam Joshi that this was national anthem of India played from Canberra, Australia. So thank you, Ms. Gillian, for playing it for us. And she has a request. We are breaking all protocols of the or etiquettes of the meeting today. Please, you can all turn on your cameras. We would like to take a picture. You can all turn on your mics, and you can give your compliments to Madam.
Turn on your camera. Turn on your camera.
Right now. And please take some screenshots yourselves. I'll be taking some from here as well.
All of you can please turn on your cameras. Jillian will be taking rounds. There are about 70 plus participants on Zoom. We would like to take the pictures of all. You can also unmute and you can compliment Team SCI and Madam if you wish.
Actually, this is Hajra here. I forgot because I never have a written speech. I forgot to really, sincerely thank Nautical Institute for this, tremendous function. As a part of SCI, I must thank Nautical Institute for this, proud moment, for conferring on us this tremendous, honor. So thanks to Julian and all the members of the Nautical Institute.
I could completely agree with Hajra Saab, for this wonderful recognition. This will go a long way in motivating the seafarers, the shipping companies, and everybody who's involved into looking after the welfare of seafarers and saving their lives. Thank you very much, Nautical Institute, for this initiative.
Thank you, sir.
It is such an honor, and it's also wonderful to have, we also have other Vice Presidents of Nautical Institute with us. We have Walter has, I see that you are there. Say hello or wait. I've got a picture of you. And it's good to see so many wonderful members of the Nautical Institute from across the globe participating in this event, which is recorded and also then be available later through the Nautical Institute YouTube page. So thank you. And I want to say a wonderful thank you to Captain Naveen for the initiative that he's taken and to organize all of this. So he puts a lot of effort into this, as does the entire branch of the Southwest India branch. So wonderful and well done. And thank you as well to Captain Nish for being here. But most of all, thank you, Mr. Joshi, for your leadership, your glorious words on the need for the team, for the engagement, and for the connection. If you feel the connection, you're part of the family. If you're part of a family, then you have that vision to proceed and to continue forward during difficult times. We have during times, but it's wonderful, and it really shows how well it supports you during the difficult times. So thank you so much, Mrs. Joshi.
Thank you, Jillian. Thank you. It's so lovely to connect with you.
And I think that's it for it, right?
Jillian, you have taken the pictures?
Yes, I have.
Okay, just give me 10 seconds to share my screen. I just need to put up to all of you that this is our next event. We have on 21st of August, next Friday at 15:30, we are appreciating and Sri Amitabh Kumar, the Director General of Shipping, and Mrs. Malini Shankar, the ex-G and currently the Vice Chancellor of IMU. So please take this as the invitation of the Nautical Institute to be part of the next event. Thank you and wish you all a happy Independence Day. Jai Hind.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Definitely will join.
Proud to be associated with SCI.
I will be closing the meeting now.
Thank you, Naveen. Well done.
Just
Great event.
much.
Thank you.
Keep it on for 1 minute, please.
Okay.
Keep it on for 1 minute. You have delayed us for our lunch today. You don't mind?
It's always proud to be associated with SCI.
Well done, Captain Naveen. Great initiative.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Captain Naveen. Thank you, Julian. Thank you.
Hope you enjoyed this live coverage. Thanks for watching. Bye. Hope you enjoyed this live coverage. Thanks for watching. Bye.